What's happening, guys? This is Hyper Paradox, and welcome back to Let's Play Beyond Good and Evil. In the last episode, we entered the slaughterhouses, and in this episode we're going to start our mission, starting with this map here. And as we can see, this place is smaller than the factory, surprisingly. But don't be fooled, it is a lot more dangerous. Now, aside from the map, there's nothing we can do in here. Alright, but what we want to do here is we actually want to be right here, and we want to zoom in. We have to find some way to get that gate open again. And there just so happens to be a switch on the other side of this cogwheel. Except I need to get at a different angle. You want to wait until the wheel turns, and that will open up the gate. However, it will only do that temporarily. If you physically press it, you won't have enough time to get to the hovercraft. Alright, but for now I think it's time to surge ahead to the interior moats and begin our recon mission. Now and the first entrance that we want to go to is right up here. So let's hop and dock. I said let's dock. No, I want to dock. Thank you very much. Alright, we are in the north wing now.
We'll meet up further on.
10-4. Sometimes you have to break up the team. Carlson, page 824.
Now if we check our map, we can see that there is a big central area, namely the central hall. That is where all three pieces of evidence are located, but we have to enter them from different angles, so we have to go through yet another gauntlet of death with the alpha sections. So, first thing we want to do is we want to hit that switch over there.
I'm under fire! Ah!
And now you're electrocuted. You must feel so lucky. Okay, we need to hit it with another gyro disc. And be sure to dive and duck under those electric barriers. Alright, some more materia crystals. And over to the next room. Now, we want to hide in the mist in order to avoid these four guards. And yes, there are turrets. Okay, good. I took a little bit of a risk there, but I'm fine. Usually you have to sneak through two areas of guards, and then you have to do some sort of puzzle. Now we want to kick this fuse box because our fuse is all the way on the other side of these lasers. Alright. And you have plenty of time to go grab the fuse. So let's put the fuse in here and activate this elevator, which I believe takes us to the third floor. Am I right? Yes I am. It is the third floor. Okay. Alright, so we have some more guard robots. Alright, that takes care of one. Oh, jeez. This one actually has a shield, so you can't hit it unless it's firing. It's a firing its laser! Sorry. I know that joke is really old, but I had no choice. The alpha sections made me do it. Now, right here in this container, we actually have a Starkos and some K-Bups. Now, we could go through this barrier, which allows us to go further into the Slaughterhouse, but there is a side area I want to go to first. That is right in here.
Alert! Alert!
Okay, he caught me, but it won't matter. Alright. You'll want to avoid that detection light. And unfortunately, there are mines as well. So, yeah, we have to stall it out. And just remain crouching. Otherwise, I think I don't know if they can detect you when you're walking, but I am obviously not going to take that chance. Alright, and make sure to avoid those mines as well. And you can crouch and walk faster than the detection beam can detect you, that can travel. There's a boost capsule and some materia crystals, but the most important thing is that we have another PA-1. Very, very nice. Alright. Now we need to make our way back. And like we were never even here. Okay. Now that that's over and done with, let's go through the barrier and see what awaits us. Alright, now we do have a laser barricade right there, so we'll want to go through this.
Unmarked shuttles. That's how they transport the victims.
And by the way, you can actually destroy the mines with gyro discs, just like that, but obviously it will alert the alpha sections. And, oh, this room. This room is rather tough, simply because of the sheer amount of guards in here. So what you'll want to do is, this room is kind of twofold. So you'll want to quickly roll into this room before they can detect you, because there are turrets and they will kill you. Now there is a container right there, and there's also a switch, so you can disable the laser barricade. But more importantly, there is Pearl number 70, taken back from the alpha sections. Now, if you're really feeling lucky, you could actually try and make your way back there, but I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to take a loop so I don't get detected. So we're coming to the room yet again, except that we're going to take the other passageway this time. Now, you really don't want to be impatient, because you don't want these guards going psycho on you. Alright, so be sure you follow this guard, and past the laser barrier we go. And that will open up that door, because that door is locked from the inside. And I think it's time for us to progress now. Okay. Alright, we want to enter this room. There is an M-disc reader if you need it, and some materia crystals. Now what we want to do is we want to push this box aside. And there is yet a second fuse that we have to obtain. And take that fuse. I don't believe there's anything else in this room, except a mine. Because, I mean, it's customary for me to get blown up by mines. Okay, well, there was a box of crystals. But that is unimportant right now, because we need to... Ooh, we actually need to alert the alpha sections to our presence. Alright, so we're going to head back down now. By the way, if you hit the D-pad, in this case, since I'm playing the GameCube version, you can cycle through the various items that you have, which is pretty cool. And we have another guard that needs to be dealt with. But please be careful to avoid the mines. Like so, and there we go. Our first victim of the slaughterhouse taken care of. This actually is an optional room, but there is some cool stuff in here. First of all, wow, he actually managed to see me from all the way over there. But But actually, when the Alpha sections think that you're gone, they'll send this laser out at you just to make sure that you're gone. So, I actually didn't think he would spot me from there. But this room is worth your while because there is another PA-1 capsule here.
Well done,
I know, our second PA-1 in the video. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. And now we can go through this area. Now, there's no way for us to get through except by crouching through this little duct. And we need to hit that switch so that he'll fall. Alright. So now that we have that taken care of, I actually don't remember the slaughterhouses very well. At least not as well as I remember the Neutrophils factory. Okay, so we have 3 more guards that we need to sneak by. And you'll want to walk by them. Wait until he turns his back to... Oh boy, that was close. Alright. Like I said, remain in the shadows because they will not be able to see you. Alright. And we will need that second fuse here.
False alarm!
That will only open up the way partially.
Double H, I've covered the entire section over there. There are guards everywhere, but nothing for the report.
You were able to slip in. Let's keep going. I think we're almost there.
There is an M-disc reader right there if you need it. And we are in the central hall, which is where our evidence is.
That's where the victims transit through. Go ahead. I'll cover your back. Don't forget to take a picture.
Now, it looks like there's some sort of shuttle that's landing down. But just remember to crouch because, in case you haven't noticed, there are still guards here. And they are being deposited, the victims. Human trafficking. I can only imagine what horrors they will do. But we've got our proof, and that is all that we need. So let's head back to the north wing. Okay? And we'll take this, crystals for good measure. Okay, and deactivate this laser barrier. And look at this. Double H only had that much to go to before he arrived in the central hall, whereas I had to sneak past several guards. Talk about getting the short end of the stick. But enough ranting and raving. I think this is probably a good time to end the video. So next time in Let's Play Beyond Good and Evil, we are going to see if we can find our other 2 pieces of evidence that we need in the slaughterhouse. Once again, if you like my videos, be sure to rate, comment, or subscribe above. For now, this is Hyper Paradox, signing off.